Hey guys, so I'm at school today. I have fifth period off right now. I was supposed to have sixth period off as well, but at the last minute I was told that I have class with one of the fifth grade classes. So I'm just gonna try to make this video as quickly as I can. On my blog, I wrote about a board game that I made, and it seems like it could be, the post is a little bit long and probably has the potential for being a little bit confusing. So I decided to make a video about it. So this board game is based off of a calendar, and instead of just making a regular board game, just moving, roll the die and move spaces, I decided to add a little bit to it to make it a little bit similar to Mario Party, if you know the game, but really, really stripped down. But this board game I just did with the 4th, 5th, and 6th graders at my other school. And so I'll start with what I did with the 4th graders. Now, first, I will just move the camera a little bit down and show you what this board looks like. So as you can see, it's a calendar. I used the month of May to make this calendar. Now, for the 4th graders, I did not put in holidays. So for the 4th graders, just pretend like this calendar doesn't have holidays on it. I'll explain these holidays later. So with the 4th graders, we just had 1st through 31st. 1st is start, 31st is finish. Pretty straightforward. And I believe we used a regular 6-sided die to move the spaces. And so basically, instead of separating, each individual person gets a token or a marker to move spaces on the board, that would have taken way too long. And I think it also would have taken a little bit long if we had divided it into groups, because this particular class has 8 different groups, and that just would have taken way too long. So what we did was I separated the teams between me, the homeroom teacher, and then the class as a whole. And so we played in 3 different teams. And, we just took turns rolling the die and moving however many spaces. After a while, instead of me and the homeroom teacher rolling the die to move, we were giving the other kids a chance to move to see which spaces would get to the finish first. So anyway, with this board, basically we just start on start, and then we decide who goes first, and then that person rolls the die, and so let's say they roll a 4. So starting on first, instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, I keep track of what number is rolled, and what we do is, we count together, because this is a calendar. We count together from first, we go 2nd, 3rd, 4th, because with the calendar, it's not May 1 or May 2, it's May 1st, May 2nd, May 3rd, May 4th. So while counting 2nd, 3rd, 4th, it might be a little bit difficult to remember what number was rolled and how far they're supposed to go. So I'm the one who remembers the number, and then we all count together, and then I stop. So it's pretty much like that. That's what I did with the 4th graders. 5th graders added a little bit more, and this is where the holidays come in. With the 5th graders, I put in different holidays. Now, in the lesson prior to this game, they were all making their own calendars, and I told them to fill in different holidays from different countries, and I explained to them what those holidays were. So for the month of May, I put in Cinco de Mayo, which is, I believe it's America and a part of Mexico that celebrates Cinco de Mayo. And then I put in Mother's Day, which is pretty universal. Then I put in Teacher's Day, which is from South Korea. Victoria Day is from Canada, and Memorial Day is from the United States. So I just put in 5 holidays on the calendar. And basically, the 5th graders did the same thing as the 4th graders did, except if they land on a holiday, they get to roll again. Also, one more rule. If someone lands on the same spot that someone else is in, those 2 people have to play janken, or rock, paper, scissors. So for example, I will show you on the calendar. So let's move the calendar again. Oh, turn the other way, sorry. Okay, so let's say we have 2 different people playing. And let's say that this piece is on Cinco de Mayo. Okay, let's not put it on Cinco de Mayo because then they would have to roll again. Let's say they landed on here, Friday the 6th, and green is on start. Green rolls the die and gets a 5. So everyone counts together. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Okay, and while they're moving, me, the English teacher, I count how many spaces they're supposed to be moving while they say it. So green lands on 6th, and now they're on the same spot as pink. What they have to do is they have to play rock, paper, scissors. And so they go saisho wa guu, janken hoi, aiko desho. Oh, okay, so let's say scissors is pink and rock is green. So pink lost. Pink has to move back 1 space. Now, if pink moves back 1 space and they land on a holiday, they don't roll again. The roll again move is only for if they roll the die and they land on that spot. So if they move back because they lost janken, they don't roll again. Same thing with if another player is on that spot. So if they play janken and pink loses, if pink moves back and lands in the same spot, there is no rock, paper, scissors. It's only if you move and land on the same spot. So that's what we did with the 5th graders. With the 6th graders, we made it a little bit more complex. We didn't get to finish the game yet. We were supposed to finish yesterday, but I had other obligations and I had to cancel class that day. So we haven't finished yet. We might finish next week. But what we did with the 6th graders, I'll add more spaces to the board. Now, the holidays, if I can remember correctly, the holidays were not on the calendar. What we did for the 6th graders was that we made it a little bit more like Mario Party. And in this game, forgot a holiday. For the 6th graders, I had different types of spaces. Okay, so we had some question marks. Let's just put another question mark here. Another question mark on the 29th. We had some question marks. Now what these question marks are is that if someone lands on a question mark, they have to answer a quiz question. Now it can be a really simple question. It's up to you what kind of questions these are, but what I did was none of my teams have actually landed on the quiz question space yet, but what I had planned was I would just ask them pretty random things. Not too random, but pretty fair questions, I can say. So, for example, I might ask, what's the date? And that's one of their questions that they have every week. week. So I can just ask, what's the date? I might give them a multiple choice question with what date is Halloween? And I'm pretty sure they know that Halloween is in October. And so I give them, August something, April something, December something, October 31st. I'm pretty sure they can normally get that. But basically, I just give them some kind of question on their level. I would expect them to know it. If they don't, that doesn't necessarily mean it's too difficult. But most of the questions should be pretty fair enough that they should be able to figure out the answer. So that's what the question mark questions are, or question mark spaces are. So next on the calendar, I'm going to add some more spaces. So let's add a +1 and add a +2 and a +3. And sure, why not add another +1 right there? We'll also add some minus spaces. So I'll add a -4 here and a -1 and let's put a -2 right here. These are pretty straightforward. The plus-minus spaces, basically, if you land on a spot, you get to move +1, or you have to move -4. Very, very straightforward. Another rule, say that this player rolls a number and lands on 10, and then they get +1. There's no rock, paper, scissors. So, same rules before, only if they roll and land on the exact same spot, no helping, no pluses, no minuses or anything. Only if they land there. So if they get a +1 and they move here, there's no rock, paper, scissors. You could change the rules and do that if you want to. I just did it to try to avoid having a rock, paper, scissors every single time. So that's the rule that I made up. And now there is the final rule of, I guess you can call it calendar party, of how I used Mario Party to kind of make this game more complex. So let's go back to the calendar, and we're actually going to erase finish. There is no finish. Now, there can be a finish because normally these classes aren't long enough for you to actually continue continue playing for that long. Normally, once somebody gets to finish, it's the end of class, so we don't have to continue. But in case the game does go longer than that, in case, time is not, there's no time constraints or anything. If time is not an issue, then this is what you can do. Instead of having a finish, if you know Mario Party, the star, the whole point of the game is to get stars, to get as many stars as you can before the end of the game. In this game, you decide how many turns each person is going to get. So let's say you play a game with 15 turns. So there are 15 rounds of everyone rolling the die and moving. And the point is to get the most stars as you can possibly can within those 15 turns. And if you have the most stars, then you win. So what I decided to do was, let's just pretend that this is a star. I actually made a little cardboard star, but I left it at my other school. So let's just use this magnet and say it's a star. What I did before was I started out putting the star on the last day on the calendar, the 31st, and whoever moved to get to the 31st, they got the star. Yay, that's 1 point for them. After that, if you know Mario Party, once somebody gets the star, another star will show up in a random place on the board. So how do we randomize this? Basically, I have cards from 1 through 31 in a bag, and I just shake up the bag and I pull a number out. So if I go in through my imaginary bag, pull out, oh, I have 19. Okay, so the new star moves to 19. Now, there's a +2 here, and I just put the star there, which means that +2 is no longer there. That is now a star space. So if somebody rolls and moves, and once they get to the star, it's theirs. Now, there's no such thing as passing a star either, because also in the game, no matter what number you get, say you need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get to the star, and you roll a 10. So normally it would go 7, 8, 9, 10, but you would just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up the star. You stop right there. Even if you got higher than a 7, you stop once you get to the star, and that's a point for you. So that's what I did with the 6th graders. We haven't actually gotten that far yet. Because this is the last, because next week is pretty much the last week that we're going to do May lessons, we're probably not going to get past the first star. It's probably just going to end right there. But like I said, if time isn't a constraint, then you can do it. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing. If you have any questions, please ask. I know I have the tendency to explain things and, a little bit too quickly. So yeah, if you think it's a good idea, just feel free to say so in the comments. If you don't like the game, you can give it a thumbs down. I don't really care. Every video gets thumbs down, whatever. So yeah, that's the calendar game. I call it Calendar Party because it's kind of like Mario Party. But yeah, if you're doing this with a class in Japan, most of the kids will know Mario Party, so it really helps. So anyway, yeah, this game, I would do it with 4th, 5th, and 6th graders. Probably not any lower than that because 3rd graders have a hard time with 1st through 10th. So once they get to 4th grade, then that's when we can go all the way up to 31st. So yeah, that's the game. Hope you liked it. Let's see. On to non-work related things. Some things I wanted to talk about. I'll have to make videos about that later. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.